What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chatting with the Cholo, where you guys will continue to be the audience and I'll continue to be your heavily tattooed host, the Cholo. Today, we have a very special guest co-host with us, Mrs. Cholo.
Hi.
What a fucking intro. If you're new here, thank you for taking the time to check out the channel. I really do appreciate it. It's mostly pointing our fingers, laughing, and judging at locals, these degenerates for their misfortunes and their misdeeds. They're pieces of shit and they deserve it, so don't feel bad. Extend your finger and get a good laugh out of them with the rest of us. If you're one of my OGs, you've been around for a minute, you guys already know how I feel about each and every single one of you. You know how much I appreciate you guys. So with that, we'll cut it right here and we'll talk about what type of video we're going to do today. We'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, today we are going to be going back in time with Miss AmberLynn-Reid to the early days of her video catalog. We're still only like maybe a dozen videos into her catalog. The title of tonight's video, because again, like I said before, we shoot these shits at night, Squat Challenge Day 5. And just so you guys know, you're going to start seeing more of Mrs. Cholo here on the AmberLynn-Reid videos. She's really good at hating AmberLynn, so I thought, talk some shit. I hope you guys enjoy watching us hate AmberLynn as much as we have enjoyed actually hating her. God, I really drug that one on, didn't I?
Hi everyone, it's day 5 of Squat Challenge, and
you've already failed.
And binged.
Look at that face. That face says, I fucked up already.
which was 5 reps. Wait, no, it was 15 reps of each one. I mean, that's how I did it, but it was really 5 reps 3 times, but I just did 15 reps of each one, and
what does 5 reps of each one what?
Let me tell you, today's the first day where it was actually like hard to do. My heart was beating fast, I was breathing a little harder, my legs were feeling it, definitely feeling it.
Girl, any type of physical activity, your body's gonna feel it, especially when you're as sedentary as you are. You never move. You're just like a static piece of kelp in the ocean that just consistently just floating, just existing, not really doing anything, just kind of there. That's what your existence is. You're just there to bother other people and get in the way of people actually doing shit.
Tomorrow I actually go grocery shopping, and I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna wake up and not be able to walk.
Bitch.
I'm hoping that isn't the case though. I'm just hoping it gets easier. I don't know if it's the reason why it hurts is because yesterday was a rest day. I don't know.
You're not gonna let anything stop you from getting food. You'll be fine.
I did get a comment, somebody telling me
that was good,
that I need to skip a day, like do squats then skip a day, do squats and skip a day.
Bitch, I think they meant eat, skip a day, because that would be beneficial. Skipping a day of squats when you're your size and your level of laziness, that's not a good thing. The average person can do to squat once or twice a week because they'll do more than 3 squats. A week of squats to you is what, 25 squats? I mean, you see that I crack off 300 or 400 squats, and my legs are still pretty much okay.
She's probably not even going down all the way either.
There's no fucking way she could. There's no way.
Thank you for the advice, of course, but
the
reason why I chose to do this challenge is because I hate exercising. I never exercise, and I need to. I really do. And
I don't like exercising either, but I do it. Typically, the harder things in life are the things that are worth doing.
How can I sit here wanting to lose weight, wanting to get healthier, and not do something about it? Yes, it hurts, but I feel like in the long run, it's going to be worth it. I feel like if I don't do it now, then I never will. But again, thank you for the advice.
True
I'm always reading my comments. I'm always taking that advice, and if I don't reply, it's because I forgot or I'm busy or something like that. But I read every single comment.
Fucking busy doing what?
Eating.
Busy. They busy my ass.
and I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you all are having a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Fuck you, Amber. That was awful. Let's see the comments. If there's any good ones. Her motivation in this video really got to me. She wanted to lose weight and believe in herself and could even have gotten better if she continued. She thought she needed to exercise here, but if only she saw herself 5 years later. I really hope you go back to being active like you were and change your life plans, Amber. Truly. Good comment. That was spoken like someone that sees what she's doing. They see where she's at, and they're trying to be honest with her, like, bitch, get up off your ass and do something. You have anything you want to add to this?
No, you covered it.
Thank you guys for making it to the end of that one. And if I'm not mistaken, this will be like a compilation video, so there's going to be more. There's plenty more content to come. We'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, this video that we're going to be watching tonight from Miss AmberLynn-Reid's video catalog from way back in the day. I think we're about 10, 12 years back in time where we are with this video. Anyways, this is squat challenge day 6.
I'm gonna change my clothes and then do my squats. Here we go. All right, squats are done in real time. If I'm breathing a little hard, that's why.
You're breathing like you did a squat or two. I don't fucking believe you did more than a sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. You'll never convince me otherwise. That face, this fucking face right here, does not say that she has ever seen struggle. Not one day in her life.
You sure she's not just breathing hard because she changed her clothes?
Be a good trick.
Okay, so I can tell you one thing. When I do these squats now, the front of my thighs hurt bad.
That's kind of the point of squatting. It makes your quadriceps, they get worked, they get exercised, and they repair themselves, they grow. That's the fucking point, stupid.
So it could be two things. I'm doing these right and it's working, or I'm doing them wrong. I highly doubt I'm doing them wrong.
I was gonna say, so you're gonna say that you're doing them wrong and you need to stop doing them until you figure out how to do the proper form. I figured that was gonna be your excuse to, or your way out of it, but we'll see. I'm sure there's one coming.
But today is day 6 and I did it, so that's all that matters. I hope whoever else is doing this is following through and doing what they can. And remember, have a good day. Bye.
Oh my god. I hope you don't have a good day. I hope you have a shit. You know what? I hope you trip.
Did she really just change her clothes to do like 2 minutes of workout?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, that's... You see me change my clothes when I do my workouts, but I get sweaty. I'm rolling around on the ground. I'm fucking up a punching bag. There's a lot happening. Everything about her is just aesthetics. It's for looks. Like, girl, look at me. It's all about just look at me, look at me, look at me. Fuck you, Amber. You're a quarter ton of a human being. Do you have anything you want to add to this?
No.
We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys. Tonight we're going to be jumping into an emotional look into my past, part 1 with Miss AmberLynn-Reid. I'm kind of excited. This is our first video that's longer than 4 minutes as far as her video catalog goes. This is still real early in her YouTube career. At this point, she would have had what? 2 dozen subs, 3 dozen subs. You know, hadn't even really broken double digits at this point. So I'm real curious. Are you ready?
Yes.
You want to do the honors?
Sure.
Hi everyone. I kind of wanted to talk about something different today. I made this vlog, channel, whatever you want to call it, for a few reasons. I enjoy watching so many different kinds of videos, whether it's funny or whether it's beauty gurus or weight loss vlogs or just regular people vlogs. And I like what each and every single one of them has to offer. So, as you can tell, I've put a lot of vlogs up. I put random tags up. Well, today I figured maybe you can get to know me and why I am the way I am now. So this video is going to be about my childhood and what led me up to where I am now. And I hope you stick around to watch it. So, I was born December 27th, 1990 in Key West, Florida.
Did you know for the longest time I had no idea she's younger than we are?
Really?
I would have swore by the looks of her body, her face, that she was at least 15 years older than me. I mean, I know how old she is at this point in time right now, but it was only recently that I found out her exact age. Like, I honestly thought she was in her mid-40s. I'm 35. I thought she was like 43, 46, somewhere in there. Like, I didn't realize that she's 34.
Honestly, I don't even think she's gonna make it to 45, 46, so...
I wonder if she's ever thought about putting any thought into the size and cost of her casket. Like, in all seriousness, it's gonna take a lot to bury her. She won't fit into what the average 200-pound person would fit into. It's sad to think about too. Like, it's either gonna take an embarrassingly large amount of people to carry her casket, or it's gonna take real earth-moving equipment like a small backhoe or something to move her, or it's gonna take 12 bodybuilders to move you.
That's depressing.
2 in-ship guys could probably carry me just fine at 200 pounds. That's not an unusual amount of weight for a person.
I do not remember anything about there at all. I moved to California with my parents when I was just a baby. And I grew up in California. But let's rewind a little bit. I remember as a younger girl, I did have a very, very hard childhood. My parents were drug addicts. They abused each other, neglected each other, but it's not just about the negative things in my life. I can remember the positives. We'd go camping, and I loved the outdoors as a little girl. I'm
not going to commentate too much on the actual childhood stuff, like what her parents did to each other, what drugs they abused and stuff, because I feel like we're here to judge her as an adult for her adult decisions. So what happens as a kid is like, whatever, that's not really my business or my place to judge, because when you're a kid, you really don't have any control over anything. But when I catch her lying, I do want to call her out on her bullshit.
Remember the positives. We'd go camping, and I loved the outdoors as a little girl.
That's why I want to rewind it. So it reminded me why I went off on that little rant there. It was to remind me that she's a fucking liar. She never loved going outside. I forgot what I was saying while I was saying it, and I had to rewind it to do that. I think I'm going to leave this part in because I think the audience might like that. She never loved going outside. That's bullshit. I was 297 at my absolute fattest. I was in my mid-20s, and you were 11 at that age, or at that weight. You really going to expect me to believe that you like to go outside and ride your bike and rollerblade and dance and do soccer and go camping, like be an outdoor girly girl? Girl, please, fuck.
Girl. I was actually called the golden child because I was so tan. I was always on my bike. I was always swimming, and I was always chubby then too, but I didn't care. I went out and did things that little kids did.
Maybe. I don't.
But as I got older,
she lies too much.
I started realizing more so that my parents weren't like normal parents.
Okay, well, I won't commentate on that part.
Their location of using drugs was in the bathroom. So every time I'd go in there, I knew that when they came out, they'd be a different person. It wasn't a good way to live, but I feel like it did make me stronger in a way. I went through a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry you went through
When I was 8 years old, my mom said that she was pregnant with her 3rd child. I already had a brother. And
you were like, fuck
he's
this.
younger, so I'm the older child. And
really?
I was really happy. I was thrilled, actually.
Bitch.
I knew she was doing drugs with him. Any 8-year-old we didn't have a clue, but I had to grow up. I had to, in a way, be my own parent.
That sucks.
So when my brother was born, he was so adorable, and
if she did have to do that, like grow up and like look out for her brother when she was still a kid, that may explain why as an adult she started regressing back to like being a child again. That's why she likes childish shit. I'm no psychologist. I mean, my armchair is right here, so that was just a quick shout out to Mr. Snowflake. Go check out his Shaped by the Algorithm series. It's fucking amazing. That little armchair joke. But anyways, if she had to grow up when she was a child, now that she's an adult and has made some money,
Buy all this stuff she never got as a child, like Legos.
$400 Legos. Oh my god, I would kill to have that now. I like Legos.
gosh, I loved him. As days went on, I did kind of take the role of being a parent in a way. I still remember one time in particular when my parents were on so many drugs that they were like passed out. My baby brother was crying.
Were they on heroin?
And I wasn't sure why, so I went into the room of where they were, and it was because his crib was by a curtain, and the curtain string was wrapped around his neck. I will never forget that day as long as I live.
Was the curtain string wrapped around his neck, or did you wrap that shit around his neck? There's rumors. I mean, I don't know. Rumors are usually based a little bit in truth. This face in particular right here, look at that face. Now imagine it's her mom over here about to tell her that she's gonna have a new little brother. Look at that face. You got a new little baby brother Lynn coming. Why? Like that's the reaction. Oh, why? But what about me? What about me? I don't know why I keep circling her face. What about me? I just feel like I can see that. What about me? Never, well, I'm gonna have a baby brother. That's awesome. What can I do for him? It's what about me? Who's gonna think about me? Who's gonna feed me?
Even now, it's emotional for me. His face was purple. He was screaming, crying, and to put it shortly, I had to save his life, and I did. And then I realized that I don't think my parents will ever change. I was a 9-year-old, and I was taking on the role of being a mother. So one day when I was at school, I think 3rd or 4th grade, I got a call to the office. There were police there, and I wasn't sure what was really happening, and come to find out, I was being put into foster care.
I think this is the first iteration of this story, because I think there's multiple iterations that we get told over her timeline too. I think this is the first time we hear it, so take note.
Put into foster care with my one brother, but my little brother was being put into a separate home.
The fucking mouth noises.
After being in foster care for over a year, I was actually in a children's shelter for longer than that. I found out that my brother was actually going to be an adopted child. He was going to be put in closed adoption, which meant I would never be allowed to see him again. It broke my heart, and it still does. And it happened 12 years ago.
Well, don't make
in
it.
a way, I felt
That's
like
painful. That
my own
sucks.
child was being adopted.
That fucking irritates me.
So it was just a hard time for me.
And the
After trying to accept it, I was thrown around into different foster homes and with my other brother, and soon we got separated. We were separated for a few years. It was very hard. A lot of the time I felt alone and just confused with life. When I turned 12, my parents finally decided to get their act together, and we went to court, and we had a 6-month trial to live with them. And that trial turned into 2 years. But it was a failed trial. The whole time my family was just getting worse and worse. I started smoking marijuana. I turned to the wrong type of people to hang out with. My brother started acting out. He started hitting me.
Did he hit you?
My parents got worse. Their drug addiction went to a whole new level.
That's commonplace when addicts go to get it together. They get it together for a couple of weeks, and they fucking spin out even harder.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal. By the book, drug addicts is what it sounds like. Which isn't easy. I mean, they're still fucking horrible.
We actually lived in a trailer. That's mainly what I lived. Whenever I lived with my parents, that's mainly where we lived.
Doesn't surprise me.
It was the smallest trailer ever. And I never saw my dad, even though we were under the same roof. He had people coming in and out of the home all hours of the day, all hours of the night to buy his drugs.
Yeah, that comes with the territory. That sucks.
My parents actually got separated at this time, which was hard to handle. I guess it was best for them, but it was still hard. One day I was actually texting a friend, and I told her that I wanted to die and I didn't want to be alive anymore. Her mom found the text message, and her mom brought the text to my school, and I ended up being put in a mental hospital. I didn't think I needed it. I wasn't really gonna kill myself. I was just really depressed. And
did you hear what she just said? I wasn't really gonna do it. I was just really depressed. So you're fucking lying about it. You should know better than to do that. That's not okay. Because there are people out there that really feel that way and that really do want to kill themselves. And then when they call for help, people don't take it as serious because people like you are like, I wasn't really gonna do it.
It's actually the people that don't say that they want to kill themselves that actually do it, too.
Yeah,
because the people that say it, they just want attention.
Yeah, usually
I'm sure they're depressed, but they want attention.
You keep it to yourself so you can do it. Then you got people like AmberLynn that's like, well, I had a bad day. I think I want to kill myself. You heard the song in your head too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I had a bad day. I think I'm gonna slit my fat wrist and then I'm gonna die. I shouldn't make a joke about that. But it is funny.
It was just life was not going how I wanted it to.
I don't know if you guys in the audience have noticed, but every time this bitch goes to talk, when she finishes a sentence and takes a pause, you'll hear a little lip smack, little tongue on the roof action that's popping that little...
Not so much anymore, though.
No, not a whole lot. Just it seems like more in the. I guess I'm just picking at her in the early days. I've seen Ankle be a dickhead to her, and his mean-spirited meanness, I guess, is rubbing off on me because fuck, I just want to pick at her too. But she is a cunt, and she deserves it. So
when I got that 6-month trial to be with my family again, I honestly thought that they were gonna change forever, but they didn't. Things got so much worse, and I didn't know how to handle it. And saying I was going to die felt like the easiest answer. I was in the mental hospital for about 6 days, and
That was my other point. Do they
Obviously, they diagnosed me with depression, which I already
call
knew.
them
I was
mental
diagnosed with
hospitals?
depression since the age of 10. And I was taking antidepressants for I don't even know how long. But after I left the mental hospital, I took a whole new meaning of life because I saw people in there that
We're really there.
were
for little things.
mental. I'm not trying to be mean in any
Were
way,
mental?
We're
but
mental.
I don't think I was.
Were mental what? Were they mentally deficient in some way? Were they mentally unstable or mentally troubled?
They were mental. Come on.
It's not good for your mentals. Like, what? My mentals what? Get a better fucking vocabulary. God damn. I have a stunted ass vocabulary, and Jesus Christ, I can put together a more complex sentence than, oh God.
Then they were mental.
You press the key. I don't want to look at it right now.
Was meant to be there, but it did change my life. And that I do appreciate. Every day since then, I never wished a day of my life that I wasn't alive. Somewhere in my younger years, my mom did have another child, and I held him once, and she put him up for closed adoption the day he was born. I know my two brothers are out there, and more than anything, I just hope that one day they can look at me and I can look at them and we know that we're family. I miss them every day.
Wait, can't you find one of them?
Even if I knew one brother longer than the other one, I love them both equally. And more than anything, being able to see them again would mean the world to me.
Stay away.
So, as everything got worse and worse within my life, my parents started taking more drugs. Even though my parents were separated, my mom was living down the street with her boyfriend in a different trailer, which was literally 10 feet away. So,
literally?
I was in class yet again, and I get called to the office. About school, I never went. I didn't care about school. Things that were happening at home were ruining my education because that's all I thought about. I'd either miss school or I'd just not care. Like, I'd go and I wouldn't do any of the work. School was hard. I got made fun of.
We can tell. We can tell she didn't do any of the work.
Yeah.
Every single day. The few friends I did have actually weren't my friends. They weren't. I mean,
that doesn't surprise me.
The way they treated me isn't how a friend should treat another friend. But every day I was bullied. I was the smelly kid. I was the fat girl. That's how people knew me. I was Fat Amber.
To be fair, when you're a child and you're that young, not necessarily entirely your fault. Your parents should have been doing a better job of feeding you a more nutritious, stable diet. You probably could have taken a shower. I mean, that probably could have saved a lot of scruff for you. I could be wrong. Throwing that theory out there.
Didn't know how to handle it, but I just got bigger and bigger. But as I was in class on one day, I got called to the office. The cops came, and yet again, me and my brother were being put into foster care. It was hard. That's the biggest word you can use for such an experience. Is it's hard. It's overwhelming and depressing. It's
hard.
You don't know what to do when you're put into strangers' homes. You don't know what to do when you're put into a children's shelter. You kind of just have to go with the flow. It's like you're caged in. It's just hard. But this time was a little different. I was in the shelter for months, and I had this daily visit with my mom where I was allowed to spend the whole day with her, with my brother as well, once a week. And so we did that, and I was just texting my friend, simply joking, saying I should live with you, because she was my best friend at the time. And little did I know, 2 months later, I was living with her. It was absolutely insane. I don't know how it happened.
Dude.
It happened so quickly, and honestly, at the time, I thought this was beginning to a whole new life that I was gonna love every minute of.
It's really hard to know if she's lying or not. Like, she
I
just
know.
lies so much that I just have a hard time feeling bad for her.
Agreed. Like, is this a story or is it a story?
Is it her delusions?
Is this the plot line to a book somewhere, or is this Amber's life? I don't know. I don't know if I should be invested in it or if I should just catch a nap while she talks about it.
But I was definitely wrong.
Oh, you're always wrong. Yeah, this is normally where I'd say, I'll see you guys in the next one, but here we go.
So after being put into
Finally,
several
sidetracked.
different foster homes with strangers, and even one foster home with my aunt, which clearly didn't work out. Nothing worked. I was even in the group home for 2 years when I was 10 and 11. That was when I was separated from my brother, and just nothing was working out. So when I had the opportunity to live with my best friend, I was so happy. But her and I became distant. I was still depressed. As much as I wanted to be happy, I was still inside depressed. I went through so much in my
She was still mental.
life.
Her mentals weren't good.
Things that I witnessed with my own eyes at such a young age was something that people who are 60 years old never even experienced, and it makes me stronger. But at the time, inside, I was weak. All I did was sleep. I just stayed in my bed and watched TV, and I ate and I ate. Food was...
Bitch, that's all you do now. There's nothing strong about that. That's not hard. You know what? In a way, it is kind of... It does take a certain level of dedication to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat like that. But there's nothing inherently tough about it other than taking massive shits and your stomach's hurting. I just don't see what the challenge is.
It's the only thing she's ever put effort into is actually eating and getting that big.
Some of the worst challenges I went through that I put myself through was starving for like 3 days at a time while actively cutting myself in the bathtub. You saw some of those days how rough it got. I thought how good I would look. Some mornings I get out of the tub, hit 171 or something, banging. I don't know where I was going with that rant. You press it. I'm tired of pressing it.
was my best friend.
It's your job now.
And I think she noticed, and she didn't like being around me.
Excuse me.
Neither did my own brother. I was alone. It was hard to be alone again when you were alone your whole life. I really was. I was alone. And feeling alone when so many people around you is one of the worst feelings in the world. And more than anything, I just wanted somebody, and that somebody turned out to be food again. I have to admit, after being pretty much tortured by her and my brother,
Tortured.
She doesn't have no idea what torture
I climbed
is.
my way up to being 420 pounds.
Shit.
And I will never forget that day when I weighed in and I was 420 pounds. And for some reason, I feel like I even weighed more at one point.
426, not out of the well, smoke weed all day.
It was shocking, and people made fun of me still. I mean, we were almost 18 years old and I was being made fun of still. I mean, when do you grow up, honestly?
Bitch, people are still gonna make fun of you. You're 35 years old and people are still making fun
It
of you.
was just hard.
But you are a joke.
When I turned 18, I moved to Oklahoma to be with some of my family. And yet again, I thought that was going to be a new beginning for me, and it didn't work, and I wanted it to so bad. Things were happening, and I had my first anxiety attack there, which was horrible, and pretty soon I was diagnosed with panic disorder, and it's just so much was happening, and my mom was still doing drugs because she was also living in Oklahoma at the time, and I just felt hopeless. I knew my parents were never going to change, and I wanted them to so bad, but
I guess that runs in the family, never changing when it comes to bad behaviors.
They just weren't. And while I was in Oklahoma, I was in a long-distance relationship, and I was going to go visit my girlfriend, and not my current girlfriend, I'm just mentioning that. I was going to go visit my girlfriend, and she lived in Arizona, so I went to go visit her, but while I was in Arizona, I was kicked out of Oklahoma. I got a text from my mom saying that my grandma did not want me living in her home. So I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. So I stayed in Arizona. My girlfriend...
Now you're Casey's mom's problem. And now you're officially a pedophile because Casey was 15 years old and they started being together when they were like 16, right? And since when you're 16, you can't legally give consent to be with... Can't legally give consent... Period. AmberLynn is a pedophile. Not enough people talk about this. More people need to scream that shit. We're rough as fuck with every other predator. Why are we not with her? Every AmberLynn video that's posted on the internet, it needs to have in captions or whatever, Amber is a pedophile. You know what? I'll start putting it in mine. We'll start putting it in, maybe we can start a trend. People need to be talking about it.
My mom did not want that at all. She hated me. So did her boyfriend. Several times he threatened to kill me.
Not surprised.
I was abused there a lot, in several different ways.
Says the molester.
I slowly started falling out of love with my current girlfriend and realizing that
With your current girlfriend?
the person I should be with was right before my eyes, and I didn't even realize it. The current girlfriend I have now, her name is Crystal, and she's changed my life.
It wouldn't be because Crystal comes from some money, her parents have done well for themselves, and she was able to buy you this and that, and you can come here, we can do this, and we can go to the movies. And Casey came from a single parent household and they struggled. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. Crystal is clearly financially in a position where she can give you more gifts and things in general. Kind of feel like that's what made the scale tip towards Crystal.
And plus, her girlfriend's mom made her go to school.
True, that was a good thing.
She didn't want to do anything.
She had to make her, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous, Amber.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. They just combine me so many things.
One day in Arizona,
Cunt.
I meet her online, and we just talk and talk. She's funny, she's silly, and she just...
Really?
She really lights up my world. While living in Arizona, Crystal would text all the time, and she didn't start lighting up my world right off the bat. We were just friends. She was just funny, and my attention became more towards her and not so much towards my current girlfriend, because how I was treated by her and by her family, it rubbed me wrong, and it wasn't right.
Oh, that makes me want to fucking punch you in the face if you want to.
So, I still remember the first time I ever told Crystal that I was in love with her. It was over the phone, and I was actually sitting outside of Dunkin' Donuts in the middle of the night. I know, random. And a few months later, her and her mom came and visited me, and it was incredible. The girlfriend I had then didn't approve of this, but I had to be honest with her that I was in love with somebody else. And as much as I wanted to try and work out the relationship I was in, I just knew it wasn't going to happen. Things were falling apart, and things were falling together so perfectly with Crystal that I couldn't ignore it.
Living here with me.
One night, me and the current girlfriend got in a huge argument, and I just
Hit her?
couldn't
Yeah.
deal. I finally just said, I'm done. I gave Crystal a call. Next morning, I was actually getting on a plane to be with her. Her parents paid, and I appreciate everything her parents have done for me. They're like parents I never had in a way. Yes, we have ups and downs, but doesn't anybody? I mean, that's part of life, to be able to have ups and downs, but still know the true meaning of life, and that people are so kind if you really give them a chance, and I just appreciate them so much.
You don't act
And
like
for the
that.
first
You
time,
never say thank you,
I can really say that they have changed my life.
fat bitch.
And now that she has money, she hasn't offered to pay them back or anything. Like,
Or even say thank you.
right, just thank you. Yeah.
Since I've been here, I've finally been urged to get healthy. I've been losing weight, and I've been doing it because of them.
You have to be urged
If
to.
it wasn't for them, I'd weigh way more than 420 pounds, and I can tell you that right now.
Why? Holy shit, why would you have been?
They have helped me in ways that I can't even express, and I appreciate them so much. And I love you, Crystal. I know you're watching this, and I just want you to know that I love you so much.
She's one of your 18
And
subscribers.
You really do mean the world to me. So this is where I'm at now. I'm living with Crystal and her parents, and I'm really happy. In this video, I kind of just skimmed over like the gruesome parts. I didn't want to get into detail like my life too much. But if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section because I will answer them. Even if you watch this far, I appreciate it so much. I kind of just wanted to give you guys a little idea of where I come from, because no matter what, where I come from is a huge story, and it will never be able to be expressed in a little short video. But I do appreciate you guys for watching, and again, if you have any questions, just leave them down and I will answer them. I hope everyone's having a great day. I feel better for kind of getting this off my chest, because it is good to know who is behind the video. And now you guys kind of do have an idea of who is behind this video. And through it all, I'm still me. And even though my parents are never going to change, I'm 22 and they're still the way they were from day one. I know that I can be a better person. Whether my brother falls in their footsteps or not, I still love him too. And knowing that I can be stronger than to be like them makes me feel like I'm gonna be alright.
But you're not. You're just as bad as them. Like, look at you. You have that much self-control. I know food is different than drugs. I mean, there's certain traits and properties that look alike with the rate of consumption, it being the only thing on your mind. I know the chemical dependency part is different with drugs, but they do have similarities. In the similarities between drugs and food, so between Amber and her parents, she exhibits just as little self-control as her parents do when regarding these similarities between food and narcotics. I guess is what I'm trying to say. She is just as reckless and carefree as they are as drug addicts.
Yeah.
Instead of heroin and crystal meth, it's cheeseburgers and chicken nuggies.
20 piece.
Why'd you eat that 20 pieces? That's it?
I really
That's
am.
it.
Well, guys, if you're still here with us, thank you. We really do appreciate it. That wasn't the wildest ride, but I'm sure as we continue on through her video catalog, shit'll happen. I don't know. We'll see. Anything you want to say?
Nope.
Thank you again, guys. If you're new here, thank you for taking the time to check out the channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you're one of my OGs, you guys already know how I feel about each and every single one of you. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.